Hello everybody, welcome to Untappd Reviews. Thanks for joining me for the review of this. This is pure gold. It's a golden ale from Purity Brewing, 4.3% ABV. Let's pour it out. Let's get it into a glass. Let's see what we've got, shall we? You'll know these guys, maybe not from Pure Gold, but they're doing the Mad Goose, which is fine beer. In fact, Mad Goose was Citra was my first one that really got me on this journey. Mad Goose was up there, and I think it's just one of those beers I've never had before, even though I'm a beer drinker. Just never had it. Blown away by it, absolutely blown away by it. So I'm expecting a lot from this. It's got a lot to live up to. SEBA Business Awards 2020. So I guess Business Awards is nothing to do with the taste or flavour of their beers, probably just how they run their business. Yeah, this you can probably buy in lots of supermarkets now. You'll pay, I don't know, 182 quid, something like that. So that has poured a clear golden with a very, very just off-white head and some nice levels of carbonation. Let's get a snifter, shall we? Ooh. That's nice. There's a little bready malt in there. Oh, it's like a little tropical note. Citrusy, maybe tropically, you know, sort of zesty. It's coming across as a bit like zesty grapefruit. So it's got that real zesty zing to it, and something like a little bit of tropically. That's nice. Oh no, I'll tell you what it is. Orange. It's not grapefruit. That's orange. That is orange. That is good. That is good. It smells good. Right, let's taste, shall we? Cheers, everybody. Ooh, table's going to go in a minute. That is, put it back. That is a decent beer. I think a couple of weeks ago, I ended up with a couple of gap there. Good. I'm glad there's a gap because I can't get through all these beers. So I need to produce a gap and then get fill it with some more beers when I've run it down a little bit more. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I had a couple of golden ales coming around. And I wasn't looking forward to drinking them, which is probably why they stay on the shelf until I've produced my new system where I've got to kind of do it in order. And since, because I used to like golden ales, and then I think I fell in love with them because I probably had a couple of really averagey ones to drink. Yeah, and I had a couple of golden ales and they were quite nice again. So, and this is another one which I would have probably had on the shelf forever because I didn't fancy it because it's another golden ale, and it's actually a decent beer. So flavour wise, it follows the nose really. You got a little bit of sweet malt, a little bit bready in there. Always seems strange calling these things like bready and floral, but once you've drunk them, you can taste them. You know what they are. Yeah, a little bit bready malt, and then citrus, which you'd expect from a golden ale. To be fair, plenty of orange. There's a nice orange flavour coming through. When I started out, I wasn't a fan of that flavour. It does always remind me, which is, I tend to taste it quite nicely, taste it easily in beers, because it reminds me of medicine I used to have when I was a kid. But it did taste like that. It's a bitter orange flavour. Really good mouthfeel. Quite smooth. Takes a bit of reactivating, but the head comes back quite well. This hasn't got any etching on the bottom, so there's nothing underneath keeping it alive. It's just the beer and a little bit of a swirl. And there's the back end. There's a nice bitterness, and it's, you know, I'm tasting that bitter orange, and the bitterness is kind of extending well past that. Extending well past that, that makes sense, did it? So I'm tasting a little bit bitter orange, and that bitterness is continuing to turn out into a little bitter aftertaste. That's what I meant. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I do actually like that. It's a really nice golden ale. It's a nice English golden ale. It's well balanced, so you got that bitterness at the back end, but you got a little bit of sweetness in there from the malts. It's a little bit zesty, it's a little bit bitter, it's very enjoyable. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I'm going to score that 8 out of 10. It's 8 out of 10 from Andy's Beer Reviews. Whatever you're drinking tonight, please enjoy the rest of your weekend, because we've got a long weekend. Get in. I will be down in staying just outside Eastbourne, just outside Eastbourne near Uckfield. So I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to be drinking. Whether I'm going to try and find. I want to find a supermarket and see if there's some different beers down there to what I can get up here. That's what I want to try and do. And if that fails, I'll have to hit a bottle shop, and I don't want to really go to a bottle shop if I can help it. Finances for one. And two, if I get it from a supermarket, more of you will be able to try it rather than trying to find it in a bottle shop, which is kind of what I want to try and do going forward. Yeah, babbling on. Basically, in Eastbourne for a couple of nights, so I'll see you in Eastbourne. Cheers, everybody.